A huge shift is underway right now. You might not feel it, but it's happening. It's happening right now. One thing I want to talk about is the new game, the new Wukong game. Basically, Dragon Ball Z was inspired by Wukong. Now, one of the main things about Wukong in the actual game and in the actual comic book lore is he meditates. He meditates, and then after he's done meditating, he chops heads off. Now, what does meditation symbolize? Meditation symbolizes you are in your own energy. You're not causing harm outside of yourself. Okay? I didn't sleep last night at all. And I work on my own business, right? So I'm staying up late, not sleeping, harming my own health potentially in order to better myself, right? In that sense, I'm not harming anybody outside of myself. The only person I might be harming is me, right? But when a motherfucker fucks with me, a girl messes with me, usually I walk the other way. I try to get out of there. But if they keep coming or they keep trying or like, I usually just get out the way. But sometimes you gotta slice a head off. You just have to. But listen, the message I want to get across to you guys is you're forgiven, all right? Return back to meditation. Return back to the source. Return back to not harming, okay? Be ready at any second to slice a head off. You are forgiven, okay? But don't go out looking for trouble. Don't go out looking to harm. Don't go out blaming. Return back to your center. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Repeat that mantra. I am forgiven. I am abundance. I am God. I am whole. I am love. Whenever you think about somebody that's done you wrong, ask for forgiveness in their place. Step into their shoes and say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Not just for yourself, but for them as well. And that's the key. The key is we're shifting right now into a new dimension. Right now. Literally. Right now. Everything's changing. Okay? You're either going up with the positive energies or you're going down. And it's not about seeing things as good or bad. It's about seeing things as perfect. Okay? You might look at your past and be like, I've done some wrong, I've done some bad. No, you've done some perfection. Return back to source. Return back to the center. Return back to love. And realize it's all perfect. You only did things to the best of your ability at the consciousness at the level that you were at. Everybody is doing the best. Everybody is forgiven. But that doesn't mean you need to stay around people that don't have the same level of consciousness and understanding as the consciousness that I'm explaining right now. Most people won't be able to understand this. Doesn't mean you have to stay around them. Do you understand? You're allowed to separate yourself and go back into peace. Find that meditation. Today I'm probably gonna stay up so I can go to sleep with the sun. Fix my sleeping schedule. I'm gonna stay by myself. I ain't going anywhere. I'm staying right here with my energy. I just had 2 raw eggs, 2 cooked eggs, and I put my balls in the sun. I could be sleeping, but I know that that's gonna lower my testosterone even further from not sleeping. So I decided, no, I'm gonna step out into the sun. I'm gonna get my balls in the sun. I'm gonna get raw eggs in me so that I have a fighting chance at keeping my testosterone high. And then I just did 70 push-ups. It's like, why do 70 push-ups when you're literally already missing sleep? And I ejaculated yesterday. But it's like, we gotta have a fighting chance. Even when you're at your worst, your lowest, you just ejaculated, you haven't slept, That's when you need to put the work in. Get the push-ups done. Get your balls out in the sun. Put your feet in the grass. Do the breathing techniques. Say your graces. Say, forgive me. Say, I'm forgiven. Say, thank you. I'm grateful. I'm abundance. Say your affirmations. That's the time when you need to do it. Listen, there's nobody out there to be jealous of. Nobody has it better than you. You might be jealous of a woman who has a lot of sex, or you might be jealous of a man that has a lot of sex. But they have a lot of pain too. There's a lot of emptiness in the sex. There's a lot of emptiness in all the people they've hurt, all the people that they've had short-term experiences with. And you gotta understand, the grass isn't always greener. Yeah, you've hurt people in your relationships. Maybe you've killed people. Maybe I'm talking to somebody right now who has literally killed somebody or done the R word, right? You're forgiven. Right now, you are forgiven. You have a new chance now. That doesn't excuse anything, but right now is what matters. The present moment is what matters. You're forgiven for your past, okay? And understand that you did the best that you could at the time with what you were given, with the level of consciousness. If you could do better, you would have. And that's the key that everybody needs to understand. A serial killer, if he could have done better, he would have. They can't do better from the level of consciousness they're at. They have to learn the hard way. It just is what it is. If they could have done better, if they were smart enough to do better, they would have. And we all fall short of grace. All right? But understand, even the most enlightened individuals sometimes have to slice a head off. Even in paradise, sometimes a bullet flies. And so what you got to understand is life is perfection the way that it is. Accept it for the way that it is. Forgive yourself for anything that you came up short on. And understand that, like, for example, I have times in my past where, like, somebody pissed me off and then I hurt them really bad, right? And I went further than they did, right? It's like I had the last, like the last laugh, right? Like, a couple times somebody would beat me in a wrestling match and then I would start punching them in the head when I was a kid. Like, we would just be wrestling, and because they beat me and I was a sore loser, I just beat them up. And it doesn't feel good to think about that. That's in me and that's a part of me. But there's a part of me that also knows that that's necessary, that I'm a winner, and regardless, I don't like to be beat. And there's an immature side of me that reacts, and then there's a mature side of me that takes it and smiles, takes the L and smiles. I just have to strive for that good side. Or like when a girl has hurt me and then I go and I hurt them way worse. I can be downright evil in certain circumstances by every metric. And what you got to understand is sometimes we do the things that we need to do in order to learn a lesson. And the people we hurt sometimes needed to learn a lesson too. Or they had some karma to balance out, and we delivered that karma. See, we're all forgiven, and that's where karma ends. Karma is a loop, it's a cycle, but it ends when you forgive them and you forgive yourself, okay? They don't have to forgive you. All you have to do is forgive you, okay? And with that being said, clean your own porch. That's all that matters. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just block the people you've hurt, because an apology won't do anything. It never will. You could say sorry and they don't accept it. That's fine. Yeah, so at the end of the day, just understand, like, we're all forgiven, and every single person here has done some wrong. And we can compare and we can measure who's done the most wrong, but it's really futile, because at the end of the day, none of us are fully righteous, and none of us here can cast the first stone, for real. And the best thing to do sometimes is just get out of the way. Like, for example, you guys been seeing Woody in the Young Thug case, and he's a killer. He's a killer, 100%. He's admitted that he's a killer. He's admitted to literal attempted murders and killings. And he's on the stand every day, and you feel for him, the stress he's going through. He's grown in a harsh environment with trauma. You feel for him, but he's killed people. So don't feel too bad, because he has made mothers cry. You understand? And at the end of the day, though, he's forgiven. And this new society that we're moving into, there will be no more police. There will be no more laws as such. We will live from a place of forgiveness, with open hearts. And we've all done wrong. We've all done evil. But evil is just an attempt at love from a lower level of consciousness and a lower level of awareness. It's an attempt at love. And that's the fucked up thing. It's hard to even comprehend some of the evil as attempted love. But if you go down to that level of consciousness, they're just trying to be heard. They're just trying to be seen. They're just trying to express something. They've been repressed so much so, with so much trauma. They have so much demons they're fighting because their aura has been poked holes into, and these demons crawl in, and they're battling. And we all have these demons to a certain degree. And the only way to cleanse your aura of it is through meditation, letting go, forgiveness, affirmations. I am love. I am abundance. I am forgiven. I am grateful. I am life. I am all that is. And, sometimes you do need to go to that person and apologize that you've done wrong to. And sometimes you need to just send the message and don't even allow them to respond. Just get it out there. Sometimes you just need to do whatever your heart tells you to do. But you gotta understand, like, when someone's shooting that negative energy at you from across the world, right, for something you've done, right, what you gotta do is you gotta shoot love back. You understand? Even if you killed somebody and the mother is shooting energy, you have to shoot love back. You might have killed somebody and the mother is crying that her innocent baby was killed and slain by you, and she's shooting anger and hatred. You need to forgive her, just like you've forgiven yourself, and you need to shoot love back. You cannot give her child back. So the next best thing you can do is give love back. It's all you can do at a certain point, at a certain extent. You understand? And, from that perspective, we can all start new. See, if everybody forgave everybody right now, if my karma was wiped clean because I forgave you of your karma, right now, we all cleaned our own porch, we'd start fresh, we'd start new. And nobody would have hard feelings right now. But grudges happen. We get entangled. That's where the karma loops continue, and they go forever. Now, every man is a killer. That's the hunter. Every man is an R word. There is a part of a man who takes what he wants, right? Plunders, kills, steals, takes. It's a survival mechanism we all have. Every woman is manipulative to a certain degree. It's a survival mechanism we have. But it's when these demons get a hold of us that those parts become enlarged, inflamed, brought to the forefront, and they become worse. The best thing you can do is realize that you've used it for wrong. That's okay. Hone that ability, hone that skill to do something positive. And positive just means more life, less death. Death is a part of the cycle. Death is a part of the cycle. It is. But it's an inevitability. Death is inevitable, right? And entropy is a constant state. So this is why we must strive to remain positive with affirmations, forgiveness. We must balance out the system. It takes your participation to balance. It takes you actually putting pressure back on the entropy for you to balance out life. Life, already, things bloom, then they die, right? This used to be a beautiful flower, just like this one is, but now that I've picked it, it is now going to wither and die. And it was hard to pick. I had to pull. It was holding on for dear life. But it's inevitable now that it will wither and die. It's beautiful right now. Gorgeous. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. Beautiful. Just like a virgin girl. But guess who the virgin girl goes for? The meanest guy. Because she wants him to protect her. She goes for the guy who has probably done the R word to other girls. She says she wants a nice guy, but she's attracted to the guy she's a little bit afraid of. Why? Because it's a scary world, and she wants to befriend the monster. The scarier a guy is, the more tattoos, the more boxing, MMA he does, the more attracted she gets. The killer. She can't feel safe or sexually turned on for anything else. And that's the balance. Hone your killer. Use it for positive, to raise the tribe, to bring back the bacon, so to speak, to make change. Like I said, death is a part of the creation cycle. Something has to die for another thing to be born. We have to kill the old system. We have to kill our old ways. Send a message of forgiveness out there. Give it to yourself. For anybody that needs to hear it. Today's a perfect day for forgiveness. Today's a perfect day for acceptance. Accept everything that you are. The good, the bad, the ugly. Hone it for positive growth and potential, abundance. All you can do is the best that you can do. That is actually a really beautiful flower. And on that note, I'm out.